Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Bluegrass Dreams of Seams. I have been on a little trip, as you can see. The trip was actually beginning of September, and I came home feeling very draggy and hard to kind of bounce back from this one for some reason. I wasn't sick, I was just tired. So I do apologize that this video is just a little late in coming. I did spend a little time cleaning up my sewing space. I had so many patterns everywhere, things that need to be put away. I still have things that need to be put away. I'm going to be truthful with you. You're looking at the good side of the room. Yeah, you don't want to see the other side. It's better than it was, but it still needs tidying. So I had a really good time in Wisconsin with my friend Bernadine. We went to the quilt show and to the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival. Both held about the same time every year, come to find out. And really had a lovely time. We went to this really cool little restaurant she knew. So it's a restaurant slash yarn store. And the restaurant is more like your coffee shops that serves some kind of simple food, as well as tea, coffee, maybe a smoothie. You can get cheese crackers, you can get a dessert. They specialize in quiche, I think some pretty simple sandwiches. And they're only open to get food through lunch, and then about 1 o'clock they end all that and just serve the beverages that they normally serve. So we went there after the quilt show, and it's called the Sow's Ear. It's just south of Madison. Cutest little place. And they have seating outside, seating inside, but then you walk to the back and there's this yarn store. It's just amazing. And there are people in there working on projects, whether it be quilting or knitting or reading a book. Some working on homework, because I think there's a university close by. So it's a great little place. And if you're ever in Madison, Wisconsin, go check out the Sow's Ear. First, what we're going to talk about is anything fabric related. So some of that is going to be coming from the quilt show. Some of that is coming from Textile Fabrics from their sale in Nashville. Because when I got home, I went down there, which could explain why I'm a little draggy. I did 2 trips really close together. So that may be why. I went down to Cheryl Shabota's shop, Muffin Sewing Emporium. And the reason I went down there is I wanted to show her how the white shirt turned out with the panel I used in the back, the bloom panel. And she really loved it. And then I did, of course, a little shopping because I can't resist. Well, the main reason was I needed small bits of fabric for an idea. It's just a collage of pictures I've pirated from Pinterest. And I think they're actually clothing items you can purchase from different places. So I'm just going to note that they're from Pinterest and let it go at that. So here's some ideas. I really like this busyness of this black, but I also like the simplicity of this dot. Now, I'm trying to find something that this would work in doing something sort of like that. And I think I finally found a picture and I saved it. So we'll see if I get to make that. If not, it'll make great binding, pockets, anything like that to add interest to a shirt. Same designer. And what I really wanted was something kind of fallish looking. I love the numbers, the address. This is actually like old-time receipts, things I would remember. Not necessarily anybody very young would remember that. We had handwritten receipts when you purchase things. But I wanted this kind of rusty orange color to be my main body of the fabric. Now there's enough here that I probably could get 2 shirts, so I could do one like that. But all I could find at the quilt show was this green. And if I hold it just right, you see that green. So it works. It's a 1-yard cut. I also have one that I'm going to practice in blue. While I was down in Nashville, I went to Smart Art and looked at their fabrics. I know all these fabrics. Now this is an organization that helps people with disabilities learn job skills, and it's kind of a source of income for them. And I did purchase a piece of blue to go with some other blues, so hopefully I get that made so you can kind of see a sample, and I can talk to you a little bit about how I altered a tank top pattern to incorporate the color panel that is going into this garment. Hopefully I can do that next week. We went to the Sal's Ear and we had a little snack, and I purchased a few things there. So I did get a mini skein to go into my mitered square blanket. I purchased more labels. Those are Kylie in the machine. And then I got this little fox tin to use for my stitch markers, because I plan on getting the Advent stitch marker calendar again this year. Bernadine wanted to grab something really, really quick, so the man just stayed outside and talked to some people, and it wasn't very busy inside of the quilt show. And we noticed that this bigger booth that we did not go into because it was so crowded. I mean, so I said, you know, they're not busy. Let's go in there and take a peek. So we did. And she had 1-yard cut of fabrics for 40% off. You had to buy 3 to get the 40%. So I picked these up. This pink, this green, and this kind of a stripe. Now, there was enough here to make 2 of those shirts, and I thought, you know, I could put my Swiss embroidery laces with this, maybe some French lace with this, and kind of dress these up a little bit for spring. Textile Fabrics was having their sale, so of course I had to go. I always love to try to go. I don't always make it, but usually I always check out their remnants first, because they're usually 75% off during the sale. I found 2 pieces of linen. Now this one is a linen rayon blend. It is 56 inches wide, and I spent $27 for this piece of fabric. This will make a great dress. I don't think I can use it for the slip that I would like to make, that, what's it called? Zelda slip. I want to make that using the directions by Jenny from the Big Sew Along, putting the button band in the front, but I haven't found anything lightweight enough yet, so I'm still looking. The other piece I purchased is 100% genuine European linen. I've never been able to buy this before. I spent, to get 2 yards, 2 yards, it was almost $35. There you go. It's 60 inches wide. I was stoked, because I thought, even at that, I should be able to get all the body parts, the main big parts, your sleeves, your fronts, your back, out of this. But I bet anything I can get the little pieces too, because it's 60 inches wide. I was so thrilled. That's for next spring too. Okay, back back to the quilt show. I did purchase some crafty things, and what I purchased was this little needle keeper like this. She had this on display. It was really, really cute. But I decided, you know, I'm going to want extra pages for my needles because I'll put them on different pages, the weight of the needles. So I am going to just purchase the pattern. And that's what I did. And when I got here, I have another friend, Cheryl, that owns a shop downtown Paducah. She owns Artist Endeavors, and she sells the wool for this. And some of it's overdyed, and some of it's just off the bolt. It's just clearly up to you. But she has remnant bins, and she just weighs it, so no biggie. So I got the blue, and then different colors, and for the sheep and stuff. So that's all cut and ready to go. The other one I couldn't leave behind because I love honeybees, and this was made up and on display. It was so cute. Is this needle keeper right here? I had to have this. All the wool is in there. I just need thread and apparently 2 yellow buttons. Okay, and other things that I bought at the quilt show, I bought this little dish here that I use in the room. I'll probably use it when I have buttons that I'm sewing on. I'll just slip the button out. I think that's what I'm going to use that for. And then these little linen ribbons. They're hard to find. So the very next day we went to the fiber show. And these are like 2 big barns full of vendors. So like if you're a spinner, there's plenty to choose from. If you're a knitter or crocheter, there's plenty to choose from. But they also had people with these wool kits, and I couldn't resist. I've already made one up. So this one, give a needle in there, was a little round one with this black sheep, and you can see his little face there. And when I went down, I told Cheryl, I said, he's lost in this dark green background. Why? Why are they using dark against dark? You can't see it. And she agreed. So we picked out this blue fabric, and she said, add a little green down here, be like grass. And so I did that because I love the idea so much. Now what you fill this with, if you want to keep your needles points sharp, is crushed walnut shells. They're finely crushed. I mean, it's almost like sand grains. And there's a fabric piece inside that I've like made a pouch for these, so it's not going to come out. So there's a fabric bag in here. You can kind of hear them in there moving around. But yes, this is really nice. I'll keep it by my sewing machine. The other one is going on my ironing board because I need pins, a place I can just stick pins really quick. And it's a little longer, and as you can see, there's a sheep right here, but you can't see it because it's on a dark background, and it's a little black sheep, and it's on a really deep emerald green background. Doesn't work. But you can see the white ones with the black faces, the gray one with the black face. You just can't see this one. So that color is going to change, but that's going on my ironing board, and it will be also filled with the walnut shells because I got plenty of them. My friend Pat gave me 2 bags, so I gotta use them. I also picked up, and sorry for the rustling, this little kit here. I'm going to use this for knitting. They gave a little pair of scissors in, and my needles for weaving in the ends, that kind of thing will go in here. My only gripe is you have a light background and a light colored sheep. It doesn't show up, people. Put him on a darker background. So you see that burgundy that's over here? Why didn't they give me that? That background's going to change. I already bought the burgundy. When I told Cheryl about it, she said, it's not going to pop. And I said, I know, I want it to pop. But I do like all the little doodads that get sewed on the sheep. I think that's cute. So that. And then I bought this little box. Now this is a photo box that you get at Michael's. That's exactly what that is. And she actually admitted that's what it was. But look at how cute it can be. Isn't that adorable? So that'll go on the front. I do have plans for additional things to add to the inside, like a magnet. I would like to have a magnet in the bottom of that tin for knitting, and a magnet in the bottom of this one, just so your scissors are held, and then, you know, if it falls, it's probably gonna stay there. It's not gonna go very far anyway. So I just, you know, I'll use this one for when I go to my sewing group stuff, and I'll have this one in my knitting stuff. Now on to fiber, finally. I do want to show you, aren't these cute little things? This is what you use to sew the felt on with, or the wool. You blanket stitch with these little threads like this. They're just so cute. So I did buy at the yarn festival, someone had mini skeins. This was like $5. And it's OMI fibers, I think. OHMI fibers. Really pretty turquoise blue or light blue. So I bought that. Then I went to this lady, Wisco Sock. Utopia was the name of the booth. And this is 410 yards of sock weight yarn called Mountain Forest. Isn't that beautiful? I love those colors. And then this one is sheer wool fiber threads, hand-dyed yarn, also in Wisconsin. This is a one-of-a-kind. This was actually a sample that she was making up just to see if she was sure what she wanted to do. And she made a change, so there's only one skein like this. I purchased it. She did have another similar skein like this, but it was just slightly different. So I picked the one I liked the best and purchased it. And it does say on the side here, color, one of a kind, meaning you can't get this. She decided she didn't like this for some reason. You won't be able to buy this. She's a beautiful, beautiful things though. This one was special to me because it's by Bumblebee Acres Fiber Farm. She had some beautiful colored dyed yarns. She had used certain novels to theme her entire collection that she had on display. So like she had a Harry Potter section. She had an Outlander section. I could have bought more than I did. I made myself buy one skein, and I settled for Red Jamie and Sassenach. Isn't that gorgeous? I was looking at all the yarns. I said, oh, how do I decide? And so I decided clearly by the title. That's how I decided. I made myself buy one skein. Yeah, that was really hard. She had other novels that she had themed at yarn. I think there was like 5 or 6, but those two I remember because they were side by side. Okay, so what have I been working on since I've been home? This is what I took with me. I'm using Plutolopi yarn, and it's sold in cakes like this. And what I'm working on is Melody Hoffmann's Wild Posy Luna sweater. There's her right there. The name of her channel is called Mandarin. Now, she hasn't made any recent videos because she's a mother of two young children. One of them is an infant, probably a year old now, or getting close to being a year old. So, but go back and look at all her older videos. Just take a, if you're a knitter, or if you're not, if you just need something relaxing, her videos are so relaxing. So I've been working on this. This is 2 skeins or 2 cakes of that in this, but all that stitch work is done. I'm ready to split for sleeves. So that's what I'm going to do later tonight. Oh, by the way, I made Wild Posy Flora 2 years ago, but I couldn't find the Plutolopi yarn, so I supplemented, and it's a little bit tight. Might not be now because I've lost a little weight, but this time I aired a little up from my bust size. She has 2 inches of ease in this, and so I thought I'm just going to air upward. So I actually have a built-in 4 inches of ease. I felt like I might need it, so I just went ahead and did it. One reason I'm going to wear this over a shirt, so that's one reason. The other sweater is a cardigan, and it's this one here. Now this magazine is a little bit older, like 3-4 years. The Knitter. I fell in love with that. I just fell in love with it. Making these holes, though, at the top is not easy. Now, someone who really knows what they're doing probably would be a lot easier, but I've ripped it out twice. I'm on my 3rd go. I started knitting this probably 2 years ago. Picked it back up this year, and I said, I'm going to finish this cardigan. So I've started it again. I started again with these holes, and tonight I'll do this side, pick up my wrapped stitch. That's the part I didn't do and why I didn't like it. Pick up your wrapped stitch and knit it with a stitch that's wrapped. And it tightens it up. That's all I gotta do. But that's it for me. This is Bluegrass Dreams to Seams. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this episode.